Now, I did a video earlier on today concerning the terminologies Southeast and North Central. And in some of the comments, some people are accusing me of being a hypocrite, that I didn't talk about South-South. Now, is there a compass description geographically that is called South-South? Now, I was able to type on my ChatGPT and DeepSeek, and the question was, is there a place like South-South? And both ChatGPT and DeepSeek said no, there's no place like South-South. Now, there is no place like South-South. Agreed. I am not too sentimental. I'm not being tricky. If you know me on this channel, I say it the way it is. That's why it's called water. Now, saying I'm a hypocrite, it's driving it too far. The fact is that you that is saying that I'm a hypocrite are indeed the more hypocrite. And I'll tell you why. Do you know that when we tell a typical Igbo man, particularly those IPOB members, and we tell them that, look, you are a Southerner, they don't like being referred to as Southerners. They prefer being referred to as Southeast. They want to hear that East inside, because hearing that East gives them a distinction of their Igbo-ness. They want to hear that East. The same thing with Yoruba man. If you tell a Yoruba man that you are a Southerner, call him a Southerner is like you are saying that he's from South. Therefore, he wants to hear that West, because that West protects his Yoruba-ness. So, those who, when they were creating the South, what did you do? Nothing. When they were creating Southeast and cutting away River State, cutting away Calabar, Cross River, cutting away Akwa Ibom, you did nothing. Up till today, there are some politicians who are still clamoring for state creation in the Southeast. So beyond that, we should try as much as possible to understand the gimmicks that was played on us. Now, South is merely referring as the southernmost part of the South. The southernmost part of the South. It doesn't mean geographically speaking on a compass there's a place like that. It's southernmost part of the South or northernmost part of the North. Just because you don't hear something like north doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's a description. I can say the westernmost part of the West. That means if I decide to go to a straight line heading towards the West. Now, it really doesn't matter. The six geopolitical zone were constructed with deep-rooted political intention. So we shouldn't fight ourselves because of it. The six geopolitical zones were created with deep-rooted sinister intentions, and we are fighting ourselves for it. Now, those that have been labeled the part of Southeast that was originally taken to, Midwest, Delta and Edo were taken out from Southwest, and then rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, and which other state again, were cut out from the original Southeast and added to Midwest to form South. And it was more or less like a clamor for getting. You see, there are things I want to say, but because I don't want to start a process of argument and fight and quarrel. This is not what I intend to do. My intention on this page is to create a deep and profound awareness to the machinations that some people did to us that kept us divided. I said the other time, forget this Southeast, Southwest. We are first of all South. Do you know I made it wasn't a video, a mere comment on my page. I said we are first Southerners before Southeast or Southwest. Do you know that almost 80% of the Igbos who commented on that page said, no, I am Southeast. Then 90% of the Yorubas commented and said, no, I am South. What is South? I am Southwest. Now, in those comments, you could see a deliberate intention to distinguish yourselves from those that are naturally in the South. You want to practically distinguish yourself and be identified with your ethnicity, because accepting that you are a Southerner may distort your original understanding of your being southeast, or southwest. Look, the whole of the South, we have a problem with ourselves. Whether we like it or not, we have a deep-rooted problem in ourselves, and that's the problem of superiority. Each ethnicity wants to be seen as being superior to the other tribes. The Yorubas want to be seen as superior to those perceived as minority. The Igbos too want to see themselves as superior to those perceived as minority. Let's face it, that's the truth. Now, until we get to a point where we see ourselves as equal, that word is such a word that some ethnicities don't want to hear in the South. Until we get to a point where we see ourselves, and now I remember something I want to say. Look, what made the Hausas and Fulanis become dominant in the North, or the scenario and circumstances that make the Hausas and Fulanis dominant in the North, and the scenarios that make the Yorubas dominant and superior in the West, it's not the same scenario available in the South and Southeast, because the Edo man will not go ever agree make Igbo man show say passa. Same thing with the Yoruba man, same thing with the Ijaw man. So you see, the scenario is different. It's very, very different. If you that you are saying is anything like South Side, all of us are Southeast, we should all be Igbo, you know it's not going to work. It's going to be a mixture of very, very explosive material in a tight compartment that will soon explode with the shortest time. You see, the issue now is not about whether it is South-South or Southeast. For me, the issue is about developing a mutual respect for one another and finding what binds us, not ethnic, not tribe. If you bring tribe to bind us together, it won't work in that region, South-South and Southeast. If you bring tribe will not be what will bind us. But if we begin to emphasize on regionality, on the region, then hopefully we'll begin to evolve a psychology that accepts one another. Have you ever asked why, when the people like Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Cross River, when they brought them to join Midwest, Edo and Delta, there was a seamless interaction. It was they just blend as if nothing. They just blend. That is because they have mutual respect for one another. They have mutual respect for one another. When you have people telling you that, we are more than you people. Who are you? I beg. Igbos are more in Delta State. You create unnecessary atmosphere for anger. Now, until you begin to have a psychology that, look, we are all equal, irrespective of the size of your population, irrespective of the size of your ethnicity, we'll keep having these discordances. And it's not necessary. Yes, there's no such place as South-South, but then it's a convenient description of a people who want to be seen as the southernmost part of the South. So we should get that in clear. We should get that in very, 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 very clear. If we must find a way to come together, somebody must begin to show a character and a state of being appreciable so that we can join. Look, let me tell you, the more we keep fanning this division, the more we become vulnerable to those who enjoy the benefit of us being divided. My name is Magnus Oraka. Please follow this page and share this post now.